Hi traders, welcome to the very first candlestick pattern lesson in the course. In this section of the course, I'm going to show you how you can detect various candlestick patterns. We're not going to use these candlestick patterns yet to form strategies or entries or generate signals, but this section of the course will be a building block for that later on. This way you can reference this code when you need to, and these lessons when you're trying to detect certain candlestick patterns without being bogged down with all the other stuff that goes along with building a strategy or an indicator. So the first pattern I thought we should look into is the simplest one to detect that I know of, and that is higher close and lower close candles. We've already covered this in a few lessons throughout the basics section, so you should be familiar with this, but the code you learn in this lesson will be a building block for the other patterns that we learn and detect on our chart. So the first thing we need to do is detect the actual pattern. So I'm going to detect higher close and lower close candles here. And these two variables, HC and LC, are going to be Boolean variables. They'll be true or false. If the candle on our chart that the script is running on is a higher close, then this will be true. Otherwise, it will be false. And detecting a higher close candle is very simple. All we need to do is check, is the current bar's closing price greater than the previous bar's high? And same for lower closes, but the opposite direction. Is the current bar's close lower than the previous bar's low? That's all we need to do in order to detect higher close and lower close patterns. Now, this is a very simple candlestick pattern, obviously, but it is quite effective under certain market conditions. It's an effective entry reason when combined with other entry reasons or market conditions. And it can also make a great exit reason for managing your profit on an open trade, especially if you're an intraday trader and you're just trying to capture swings in the market, momentum in the market, like this, for example. If your script had any reason to go short up here and you caught this big move, exiting on a higher close candle can be a way to lock in profit at the first sign of momentum struggling or shifting while still being able to stay in this momentum move. Anyway, let's plot these onto our chart. To do that, I'm going to use the plot shape function. This is my favorite way to detect candlestick patterns in my own scripts. And this plot shape function takes a series, so we can just pass in HC. And if this is true, it will plot a shape. If it's false, it won't plot a shape. It will do nothing. Now, the style that I like to give my candlestick pattern detection plot shapes is triangle up. I explained why in the plot shape lesson, so go and check that out if you haven't already in the basics section of the course. But the way we assign the triangle up shape to this plot is to say shape dot control space, and if I scroll down here, we have triangle up. Now the final thing I like to do is color my triangles. So for a high close, that's a bullish pattern. So I'm going to color it color.green. Now when I save the script, we should be getting green up arrows on every single high close bar on our chart. Let me add it to the chart, and there we have it. The problem is they're displaying above the bar. So we also need to change the location of this plot to location dot below bar. And now when I update my code, we have our green triangles plotting beneath high close candles. Pretty easy. You can just copy this line of code here, paste it underneath, change this to lower close, change this to triangle down, change this to above bar, and change this to red. Save my code. Now we're getting red arrows above lower close candles, green arrows or triangles below bullish high close candles. And that's it. Very simple. Again, if you want to trigger alerts for this, you could use an alert condition and you just pass in the same Boolean value and then give it a title. So higher close and the message. This bar closed higher than previous. And that's it. You've added an alert detecting a candlestick pattern in your script. Anyway, that'll do it for the high close, lower close lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson where we'll start detecting slightly more advanced candlestick patterns using this same price analysis technique. So I'll see you there.